Hello everyone, it's Reg, and I just kind of wanted to give you guys a Q&A slash vlog video. I've been planning on posting one of these for some time, but I never really got around to it because I was trying to figure out the direction that I was going with YouTube and Twitch and all of that. So now that I kind of have everything fleshed out, I will definitely be more consistent, to say the least. So first of all, I just want to clarify this. I'm going to start doing video logs regularly, but I'm also going to be doing Q&A. So in this video, I'm going to kind of combine them, but in the future, definitely be separate videos. So to start off, one of the questions I get asked all the time, and I just want to clarify that in this video, even though I will get asked it again, I'm sure, is where am I from? Now, I'm a brat. I'm a military brat. So I've kind of lived everywhere, and I can't really claim one particular place that I'm from. So the reason for the accent is because of Australian roots. But if you put me next to someone who is from the motherland and lives in Sydney or whatever, I sound American as fuck. So it's definitely it definitely sounds different to Americans. But for someone from Australia is like, oh, you're an American, aren't you? Because of how my accent sounds. Hopefully that answers the question about where I'm from. Now, as far as the games that I'm currently playing, it's a bit of a clusterfuck. There's always going to be World of Warcraft content. There's always going to be Blizzard game content for the most part. I play almost every Blizzard game, and I know that when Overwatch comes out, I'm going to be playing so much of that. But as far as the games I'm playing, it's always going to be Warcraft. The current games I'm trying to finish are Ori and the Blind Forest. I played all horror games. I currently just finished Layers of Fear, and that's going up on YouTube throughout the week. I'm down to play indie horrors too. Like I just got done playing Slender: The Arrival. There was another one too. But anyway, horror in general is always something that's going to be on the channel. But I do love big hitter titles if they're good. Like I love the Bethesda titles like Fallout and Elder Scrolls. Not the MMO. The Elder Scrolls MMO was a travesty. I've been playing through Metal Gear 5, which is a great game, by the way. But yeah, all in all, the game I'm looking forward to the most is Overwatch, and the games that I play really don't have any kind of consistency. It's other than the Blizzard titles. There's always going to be Warcraft, and I'm pretty safe to say there's always going to be Overwatch, as long as that game exists in the form that it currently does, because I got into that beta, and I have nothing but good things to say about that game, honestly. There's maybe a little bit of tuning issues here and there, but other than that, Blizzard's got something really special and quite unique here. And for game requests, I'm pretty open to most requests, unless the game's absolute just shit. Like, I got requested a couple of times actually to play Five Nights at Freddy's, and those are just some games that I can't bring myself to play, because yeah, they are a horror, and technically they are an indie, but the gameplay there is just so, it's so lackluster and poor, and the reason I feel that is because it's all you're doing is looking at iPad screens throughout the game, and it's just, I appreciate the story in the game for what it is, and I can watch other people play it, but I cannot bring myself to play that game. So, again, I am open to most suggestions, but if it's a game like that that's just so simple and something like that, I can't do it. Undertale is one that got requested, and I actually am going to be playing that game. Not just yet, but soon. You'll probably see some Undertale on, I don't know if I'll YouTube that one or Twitch that one. Probably YouTube. And that kind of leads me off into my next question here. So, for Twitch and YouTube, what I really plan to do is to play more of the multiplayer games that I can play with fellow Twitch streamers and people that are part of my gaming community. I'll be playing those games on Twitch primarily. Like Overwatch, you'll see a lot of that on Twitch. You'll probably see some hilarious highlights from that game on YouTube. But World of Warcraft is probably going to strictly remain Twitch, unless I post a guide or something of that sort, or a highlight. So you kind of get the idea there. Games I really do want to only do on YouTube are horror, and you've already seen a lot of that on the channel, and that's mainly because horror is best enjoyed alone, unless it's a two-player game like Cry of Fear, and I will always be doing horror, so you always see that on YouTube. It's definitely guaranteed. So more of the single-player games will be coming to YouTube, like Metal Gear, Fallout, and again, if there's requests, just let me know, and I'll I'll definitely think about it. And my upload schedule, it currently is, it's going to be 3 to 4 videos a week. What I really want to do is a video every other day, but that only happens in a perfect world, and we're all very busy people, and I can't guarantee it, but I'm definitely going to try to get 3 to 4 videos out a week. I would love to post daily, but with the nature of work and how things are, I can't do it, unfortunately, in school. As far as Twitch goes, unfortunately, for the next 3 weeks, my Twitch schedule is going to be off because my shift got changed at work, and I had absolutely no say in it. You can't exactly go up to your boss and say, hey man, I can't do this shift because I have to raid. They're going to be like, what? They only let you do that if you have obligation like kids or family, and unfortunately that's not the case here. So I won't be on Twitch throughout the week, this next 3 weeks, but I will be on it on the weekends, so that gives me more time to focus on some YouTube content, and I feel like I've really fleshed out style here. It's something I feel I know how I'm going to do this, and so for games like that I really want to play through the story, I will definitely be posting those on YouTube as playthroughs, because I feel if people want to see the game in its entirety, that's what I would be providing. And I've been thinking about doing potential reviews for the games at the end of it, but I don't know if I make that a separate video or if I just make that kind of part of the final video type of thing, because a lot of people already do that. I mean, a lot of people do playthroughs too, but trying to make it unique in my own thing. And then for games that I'm going to chop up a lot are going to be your games like Fallout, because let's be real, you can't post Fallout and just have it a strictly unedited video and expect people to watch the whole thing most of the time, because it's rather boring if you just have no edits. So I have all the Adobe programs, and I've been playing around with those a lot, and it's I have learned a lot. Some of my favorite YouTubers like Uberhaxers Nova and Yogscast and Markiplier, to name a few. I've always thought, oh, you know, how hard can it be just to post a video up on the internet? But a lot goes into it, whether it be the sound quality of your video, which is actually really rough if you don't have a room just for your recording. Editing takes a lot longer than you would think it does. Same goes for actually recording the content, because sometimes you record content, you realize it's not entertaining, it's not quality, you were tired that day, or whatever it may be. And my philosophy is I don't want to post stuff on YouTube that I wouldn't be interested in watching, so I'm reevaluating the software that I'm using to record sound and video, because I feel that it's a huge improvement from what it was, but it still could use a lot of work. And with the limited space I've currently got, there's only so much I can do to make the setup better. So I'm going to be looking into software a little bit more. And if anyone has any advice about that, feel more than free to post in the comments down below. I'd actually love that. Okay, so I kind of talked to you about my YouTube plan, my Twitch plan. So Forsakencrow here, he's one of my real life friends who streams as well, who actually kind of was the advocate of getting me into streaming. I was already doing that, but I was streaming for my guild in World of Warcraft, so they could see who was being the pleb and who was fucking up. So that's why I kind of wasn't really serious about streaming. I don't even think I streamed with a webcam until December. So yeah. And Forsakencrow here is his name's Scott IRL, is a very good friend of mine. I plan to be doing a lot of stuff with him, whether it be on Twitch or YouTube. I can't give away too much, but we're going to launch a new YouTube channel that's going to have a lot of stuff to do with Twitch, and hopefully it's gonna be unique and special. I'm really excited for it, so I look forward to doing that. I'll link his info in the description down below. He's famous for being Bobby the Redneck on Twitch and YouTube, and I've got to say that shit's hilarious. Now, back onto the YouTube videos. For the channel classics, I really think I'm gonna start doing a lot of those. Not on purpose, obviously, but if something funny happens while you're gaming, and with our community, hilarious shit happens all the time. So I definitely want to make more channel classics. You know, those short 1 to 5 minute long videos, whether it be a jump scare or just something ridiculous that happened in the game. I really find those very funny and easy to watch. So definitely look forward to doing more of that. Now, for my gaming community, it currently goes under the handle of Dark Valkyr, and it's something that Scott started, I think, about a year ago. We have our own website, and we have our own group. We have a TeamSpeak server, and a lot of people play various games. I guess the more dominant games are Guild Wars 2, World of Warcraft, pretty much all the Blizzard games. There's at least one or two of us that plays. Oh, and the community is comprised of about 20 to 30 some odd people, with about, I'd say, 8 people that are very, very consistent. We have an Ark Survival Evolve server, and we're currently working on getting that back to its glory, because it kind of got fucked up. So, if you're interested in joining the gaming community, the TeamSpeak server is open currently. That might change because we are getting more people in it. And I'll link the website down below as well. Okay, so I ballsed this video up quite a bit, and I meant to make the Q&A thing kind of its own separate juncture. So I've found the questions that I had, and I'm gonna go ahead and answer them really quickly. The schedule. So for Twitch, the schedule is going to be Monday through Wednesday. Our guaranteed Twitch days is always going to be the same time, from 5 p.m. UST to 9 p.m. UST. And that's because that's the Warcraft raids. Now, Tuesday and Wednesday are the actual raid days for the guild. Monday is more of an optional day, and that's because Monday we don't do something serious. On Monday we're currently selling heroic full clears. And if you have any questions about that, let me know. My guild has asked me to definitely reach out to my community and try to get people to buy, though there's not really much of a shortage of buyers. So Monday through Wednesday, 5 p.m. UST to 9 p.m. UST is guaranteed almost always. Unfortunately, it won't be for the next 3 weeks because my schedule will be different temporarily. And then there's always going to be a stream on the weekend. What I would absolutely love to do is stream on Friday and Saturday night every single weekend, but I know that's not going to happen. I'm going to try to make it more consistent as your school goes to a close here. But it's probably not going to happen. But there's always going to be at least one day on the weekend, whether it be Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. So hopefully that gives you some kind of idea of what that schedule is. Now, YouTube, it's not as consistent. It's going to be every other day as long as I can keep that. I would say the longest YouTube will go without a new upload will be 2 days. And the reason behind that is again, I can't bring myself to post content on YouTube that I wouldn't want to watch. And even watching some of my earlier videos, it makes me cringe because I wasn't sure of what I was going to do. I was experimenting with Twitch and YouTube, and now that I really have an idea of what I want to do, it's just a matter of polishing these YouTube videos up a little bit more and moving forward from that. So I will be doing a lot of YouTube content these next 3 weeks, and hopefully it's the quality that I see is watchable. Now, the next question is, what do you do for work? Now, I don't want to give away too much information because, yes, I am military. I have answered that on the stream. And to be honest with you guys, I don't really want to give an opinion about it because my opinion is, not only is it small in the grand scheme of things, but I don't have the most positive outlook on some things, and that's for several reasons. And I've talked to some of you guys about that, and it's your own personal experience and what you make it. Now, I do military supply, and that's as far as I'm going to go for now. Okay. Now, will you do collaborations? Yes, actually, I have been working, again, with Forsaken Valkyr, but I would like to find more people in the community, whether they're really small YouTube channels, like mine, or big YouTube channels to do collaborations with them, and I'm open to most games, honestly. We were talking about doing some N64 emulator stuff, because not almost all of them, but most Mario titles on the N64 were just pure gold, because it was the golden age of Mario, at least in my opinion. So I definitely want to do some collaborations, and the content is completely unlimited, unless it's stuff that you can't show on YouTube. So collabs, definitely interested, whether it be dual streaming on Twitch or YouTubing, and I would not mind doing the editing myself because I'm really working on fine-tuning that skill. So definitely an idea. Why do you play World of Warcraft? Now, this is probably going to be a very long answer, so if you want to skip this part, I'll leave an annotation to skip on past it. I started playing World of Warcraft when it was in beta, back in before the game was even out, and the reason was because one of my relatives had a beta key, and I fell in love with the game. It's absolutely amazing in all aspects. Now, I'm not saying it's perfect because there's definitely some dry spells. Like Mr. Pandaria was terrible towards the end there. 14 months of one raid is insane, and the state the game is currently in with Hellfire Citadel, it's Caesar Wargamar 2.0. It's just, the raids are great. The content is awesome, but there's not much of it. If you're not raiding, what are you doing on WoW, basically, right now, unless you're farming gold and farming mounts? And PvP is in a state to where I'm really not enjoying it, unfortunately, and I generally love PvP. But to answer the guts of the question, why do I play World of Warcraft, is because not only have I played the game for 11 years now, but the story of the game is so amazing. It's a rich fantasy universe, and I haven't found anything that really compares to it, to be honest with you. There's really something for everybody in World of Warcraft, and I own most of the books that have come out based on the RTS Warcraft and the game World of Warcraft, and I haven't read all of them, though I've read most, and I have to say that especially the books by Christie Golden are really good and really paint a picture for you. Now, I obviously have my favorites, but the game is very diverse in what races it provides, and I don't think I hate any of them. I dislike some. I don't favor some as much, like the goblins. The trolls are but I don't have a favorite faction because I love the story from both factions. I love the Tauren. I love the orcs, but the game's been a little bit orc-centric lately. I love the Night Elves. I love the gnomes. I love the dwarves. And the undead have a great story with Lordaeron and all that. I can't get me going. I absolutely love the story of the game, and that's the main reason that I play the game. Now, that kind of goes hand in hand with that is the raid content. Now, the raid content normally directly ties right into the story in some shape or another, and not only do you get story aspects there, and they've improved throughout the game's lifespan, but you also get really fun, challenging content. And not a lot of people agree with that, but when I say raiding, I mean I raid at the highest level possible. I'm not in a world first guild or anything like that, but if I'm not raiding in heroic or mythic, whatever the top difficulty is, then I'm really not enjoying raiding personally, and that's more of a personal thing. As far as what I play in WoW, I've always played melee. No matter what expansion we're talking about, I've always played melee. I just favor melee in any game that I play, whether it be an MMO or an RPG or whatever. I've been playing Rogue mostly for those 11 years, though I've dabbled in Blood, Death Knight, and Fury Warrior. I'm really melee-centric, and I love it. Unfortunately, I might be shelving my Rogue for Legion because I'm not really sure how I feel about things on the dagger perspective. Outlaw Rogue looks great, but I just don't know. I don't really agree with having artifact weapons and having to switch your spec to do cleave and single target when other classes like a Ret Paladin just stay Ret and all they do is press the AoE button. That's really shit if you have to grind 2 artifacts just to be able to cleave good. Like that, I think that's just bollocks. Why would Blizzard do that? Anyway, hopefully that summarizes why I play the game. I see myself playing WoW until it dies, guys. Unless the game plays just really shit, I will always be following the story. I am by no means a lore master, but I know a hell of a lot. I don't know if I'm up on that Noble level, but I'm around that. I'm like right below Noble. I love Noble. He's a lore guy on YouTube. If you guys don't know who I'm talking about. Now, moving on to the final question here. What's your favorite game and why? Okay, so my favorite game ever, and I have a lot of favorite games, so this answer was really hard, but I had to delve into my childhood and what really got me into gaming, period. The first game I ever played was Mario 64, but the favorite game of all time is Paper Mario, the first one for the N64. Now let me tell you why. Paper Mario itself is a really charming game that has a great living universe. And take this back into the days of the N64, guys. Now, the graphical fidelity really didn't matter because the game itself was built around this comical paper feel, and that really spoke to me because it didn't take itself too seriously because it was a Mario game, for fuck's sake. But the gameplay was very genuine. They had a lot of decisions there that could make your life easier, or it could make it a living hell. If you use the wrong items, you could do really well. Or, I'm sorry, if you use the wrong items, you could do really shit. But if you use the right items, and you have a way of weaving items and badges in a way that would make your gameplay vary quite a bit. Now, it's not anywhere near the customization we have in today's games like Skyrim and Fallout and The Witcher, but for an N64 RPG that was basic, that was supposed to be marketed towards teenagers, younger people, it did really well. And the reason that's my favorite game, not only was the gameplay and the story good, but it made me love the RPG genre. And then shortly after enjoying games like Paper Mario, I moved on to World of Warcraft, and the rest is really history. But I appreciate RPG titles a lot. Whether it be an MMO or something like Skyrim. And that really is a travesty, because I love Bethesda games, but they are really flopped by doing what they did with the Elder Scrolls. I hope that in a few months or a year, whatever, we hear an announcement for another Elder Scrolls game that is not an not an MMO. And again, I don't want to say that the WoW is the perfect MMO and all that, but it's definitely got some of the strongest storytelling if you actually pay attention to it. They have retconned a lot of stuff, unfortunately, but the story, for what it is, like I said, there's something for everybody. And what really grips me about a game like Paper Mario is story. It's just story and gameplay combined make a great game. I think that's why I enjoy horror games, because I get into the story of them. But I'm derailing here, guys, and I know I've already made this video too long, so as always, I really appreciate all the support. I know there's not a whole lot of you, but the support that I've got and the nice remarks that people have sent to me, whether it be email or on Twitch or Twitter, every little comment that you guys send warms my heart, and I can't stress that enough. I really can't. So, as always, thank you for the support, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye! What is that? What is that? Ah! Oh! Oh my god! Oh! Oh! God, that was fucking